You're listening to the world's #1 improvised podcast, if we don't count the others. This is the Be Right Back Show, and here's your host, David Vader.
Welcome to the Be Right Back Show. My name is David Vader, but you probably already know that from the introduction, and that means that what I've just said is superfluous. But I have a special guest with us today. His name is Damien Vosk. He's a comedian, he's an improviser, and he's the director of this fantastic studio here, the Improv Pit Studios here out of Melbourne. Welcome to the show, Damien.
Thank you for having me, Dave.
You're welcome.
Good to be in the place that I run and spend a lot of time in.
Yeah, so this is like your office. I've
but
come to your
doing
office.
Something different.
Slightly different with some more lights and some more cameras. How many people have you interacted with today?
Went briefly into the office, interacted with a guy named Ash, Matt, and John. And then...
Sorry, just to clarify, I don't need you to name them. I was just curious if you could.
I could name them all.
You could easily.
Except for the one guy that walked up to me and interacted with me in the park.
So this is a stranger coming up to you.
Yeah, I was walking some 2 greyhounds. I'm dog sitting. And,
great.
And he was just commenting on them and just like, they ever won any races? These are racing dogs. Oh, look at them. They're all muscle.
He's probably looking for an inside
They're a
scoop
good dog.
on the track. You know?
Yeah, maybe. And I'm like, no, these dogs are old. They ain't racing.
So you're a comedian. For those who don't know, what is comedy?
What is comedy? That's a very deep question. Well, I think it's whatever makes you laugh. And laughter is a great thing. It's a great thing to share with other people. It lifts your spirits. Comedy is a good way of dealing with the world and with your problems and just having a good time.
They say that tragedy plus time equals comedy. What's the most tragic thing that's happened to you in the last hour?
Most tragic thing? Oh, well, you know, I just started having a couple of days a week day job. And then, of course, as soon as you have a job, then everyone offers you everything. Like, as soon as you say yes to something, there's another 10 things that, like, everyone's like, you could do this. Do you want to do this?
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours.
So maybe if I can have some time, I can make a joke about that. Because that's tragic and time.
Yeah. It is one of the comedic formulas. One of the many comedic formulas. It is not the only comedic formula.
E equals MC squared?
Well, you have you have absurdism where you just like kind of say something that vaguely sounds like it could be true, but it's just silly. Then you have jokes that kind of affirm your, you think that affirm your belief, but it's like a really funny. So you can either misdirect or exaggerate, and they're kind of like 2 kind of things that are funny in humor as well.
It's good that you're teaching me this stuff because that's what you do when you run improv pit classes as well. You run classes out of here for improvise.
Yeah, we do.
And so you're teaching me. At the same time, you're demonstrating to the audience what could be them.
What could be a good comedic insight for them.
Wonderful.
I'm just looking at something else. I'm not doing the task.
Thanks. Thanks for being honest. It's like when the teacher catches you in class looking at your phone and you're like, sorry, Teach, I'll be brutally honest. I was looking at porn.
And you wouldn't be that honest.
No, you probably wouldn't be. Maybe I was. Yeah. You could get more specific though. Like I was looking at teacher-student relationship porn.
Whoa. Is that that's the time?
Sorry, what? What's going on?
Sorry, I just got to step out for a second. I got to deal with something. I've got a really important call to take.
You got an important call to take?
Yeah, this is
going out. This is going out live from the Improv Studios.
Yeah, this is not good. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is not meant to happen here. We are recording live. We have no way of stopping this, so I'm just going to try and riff. And excuse me, sir.
What?
Can you please come to the microphone so people can hear you? Hello, sir. Would you mind?
What you want?
Would you mind just stepping in for the show? We're doing a live broadcast right now, and we desperately need a guest. Our other guest had to unfortunately take a call. Would you have just a couple minutes to chat with me?
I guess I can stay for a little bit. I got to be at the pool at 6:30. I got a few minutes.
You got a bit of an accent there. Can I ask your name?
Gregory.
Gregory. I feel like you really need to pronounce it with a. It's
with a hard G.
Yes, good egg, Gregory. Am I saying it right?
It's Gregory.
You're from the Emerald Isle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Ireland. You're from Ireland?
No,
or from Scotland?
Scotland.
So,
a bit of a mix.
But you're a mix of.
I'm from around.
Okay, so you kind of come from Scotland and Ireland. That's why you got confused with the Emerald Isle thing.
I don't know what an emerald looks like.
Yeah, but it's a term used to describe the the island from which you're from, Gregory.
What's a stone? Everyone knows an emerald is a stone.
Yeah. Look, let's move past.
You think I'm a fool?
You're right. I'm so sorry.
They got stones where I'm from.
Yeah. So where is it that you're from? What sort of stones do they have there?
I got big black rocks, and we call them beaches, and we swim amongst the jagged rocks.
That's so you grew up in jagged rock part of Scotland, and you went for swims in the sea there.
That's why I became a swim instructor.
You're okay. That's amazing. How long have you been a swim instructor for?
24 years.
24 years. Do I dare ask your age? How old are you at the moment?
53.
53. So I can't do maths. I don't even know what 1 + 1 is, but that's a long time that you've been doing. Is it mostly teaching kids or adults? Squad
teams. They're like teenagers and they're ready to take on the nationals. And I mainly yell at them when their technique's off. I run with them by the pool.
You run next to them as they're swimming?
I blow the whistle, I yell.
Gregory,
They're the two most important parts of my job.
So when they're not swimming right, like their stroke is incorrect, you blow the whistle and then you yell their name.
Yeah, if their stroke's incorrect, it's a whistle and a yell.
Wow, that's the worst thing that they could do?
No, it's not the worst thing they can do.
So what would be something that would only get a whistle?
Well, if they don't dolphin kick enough from the turns, then they just get a whistle. If they don't glide through and maintain the streamline position, they get a whistle.
Okay. So it seems like you're a pretty fair teacher.
Aye.
Have you had any success teaching the squads? Have they got Olympic gold out there?
I have one of the boys, our coach, recently went to the World Championships and got a record for his age group.
Oh, that's amazing. You got a record, like a world record.
Not a world record, but a record for his age group.
Yeah, but that would still be in the world.
Oh, aye. It was.
So he was the best in his age group in the world. He got a record. 200
meters breaststroke.
How does it compare swimming in a pool versus swimming amongst the jagged rocks in Scotland when you were a wee lad?
Well, when I was a lad, it was real swimming, you know? Yeah, you'd cut yourself on the jagged rocks. You'd encounter all manner of sea life and have to overcome the sea life to even get to where you wanted to go. These days, the kids swim in a pool. The most dangerous thing they have are the lane ropes and the walls.
Wow. I
lost a kid to some lane ropes once. Aye.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Greg. Can you talk about it? Is it something that saddens you, or?
Well, the court proceedings are over now, so I can talk about it. The child, well, his stroke was bad. His stroke was real bad. And I was trying to tell him he was doing butterfly, which has got a lot of energy and flopping around. And I was whistling and yelling and whistling and yelling because he just wasn't getting it right. But then he must have spooked the kid, all the whistling and yelling, and he went into the lane rope and cut up his arms and bled out on the pool floor.
Oh my God, Gregory. You went to court over this?
Aye.
That's absolutely incredible. It's an accident.
There were questions over negligence. I mean, the first few times he was slashing around in the lane rope, I was still whistling and yelling.
Have you ever thought about employing a different technique? I mean, you're whistling, you're yelling. You haven't even told me at any point that you've provided
Sonny,
instructions for these kids.
These kids, they get the instructions. They know by the time they go to squad, they should know how to swim. And if they come to me instructionless, well, there's nothing I can do for them. They're fodder for the lane ropes.
Fodder for the lane ropes.
They get eaten up and chewed out by the lane ropes.
Look,
if they can't swim in a straight line, I can't help them. I can make them swim faster and get record times in tumble turn.
Tumble turn.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, it's just, I think maybe for the sake of, future legal proceedings, which I'm sure there's going to be abundant amounts of, because you don't provide instructions, you just whip them to go faster.
I was given the okay by the legal system. I was adhering by world swimming coach standards of whistling and yelling. And that's a proven technique with the whistled yell to coach people to success. I don't want to be one of them new age coaches that does without the yelling.
No, you have to. So it sounds like you have to yell. It's.
Oh, aye. You've got to yell.
Crucial part of swim coaching is whistling and yelling.
Aye. When people swim, water gets in their ears. Sometimes they wear earplugs. If you're not yelling, they're not hearing.
Wow. That's incredible insight from Gregory, the swim coach. Greg, I just want to go back a little bit to your time in the Scottish Isles, where you were swimming off the rocks. And you say you were having to bat away sea life in order to learn to swim. And
firstly, I have a problem with the Isles.
What's wrong with the Isles?
I didn't grow up in a shopping centre. In a supermarket, it wasn't aisles.
Oh, I'm referring to isles. It's like a shorthand way of saying islands. It's like isles.
Well, boy, say islands.
It's like when I said the Emerald Isle, I was referring to Ireland. That was just, it's just a placement that you put in place of the name. Have you communicated before, Gregory?
Of course I have. I whistle and yell.
Okay.
You just have to use the names of the places that you want to talk about, boy.
Okie dokie. When you were off the coast of the Scottish island, that's a country in Europe, and you were batting away sea life in order to learn to swim. I want to ask you, did someone teach you to swim with instructions, or did they kind of throw you in and whistle and yell until you got it right?
Of course it was the whistle and yell.
So that's what got you into line.
Exactly. My father was a fisherman, and he'd throw me in the deep end. And that's how I learned. I had to learn. I had to learn quick.
You had to learn very quick. Yeah, otherwise you're going to drown. It's the ocean. Was there, I mean, tell me about the wildlife that you encountered while you were learning to swim.
Scotland has some of the most deadly sea creatures you can imagine. Loch Ness Monster. That's number one.
The Loch Ness Monster is...
The greyfish.
The greyfish.
It's a fish that thrives in cold climates.
So
horrible thing.
So the greyfish and the Loch Ness Monster.
Aye.
The Loch Ness Monster is...
You're going to say it's in a lake, and I'm going to hit you, boy. It's a swimmer. It can swim anywhere it wants.
But the lake doesn't connect to the ocean. How does it get to the ocean? Is it also a walker?
All I know is I saw its head poking out
Yeah, but that could have been anything. With respect, Gregory, I mean, I'm not trying to doubt you. I'm not trying to paint you as some sort of, creator of myth. But, it's been these photographs of Loch Ness have been debunked many times. They're usually ducks or seals popping their head up, sometimes a whale or a whale fin. I don't think the Loch Ness Monster can make it out to the sea. That's what I'm saying.
Well, seems like you don't know a lot, boy. You don't think a mythical creature can traverse dimensional time into the ocean or where it wants to be?
Okay, now it makes a bit more sense. You're saying this creature is able, because it is a mythical creature, it's able to traverse interdimensionally.
Aye.
Wow.
You gotta be more worried about the greyfish, if you ask me.
Wow, okay. I mean, what's the greyfish? I've never heard of the greyfish.
It's a fish that's grey.
How big is it?
It is so disgustingly grey. It'll upset you. It'll make you so depressed to see a fish that sad. You'll stop swimming in your tracks and just drown.
Are you aware that the term grey can also be a replacement word for feeling sad?
Aye, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Like if I say to someone I'm feeling blue, that also means sad. But if you can say to someone I'm feeling a bit grey, that's kind of like I'm lacking colour today. I'm lacking joy.
Aye, that's that fish, all right.
That
sucks the joy out of your life.
Wow. So that's where the phrase came from.
I'd rather encounter a great white shark any day compared to a grey fish.
Is that... I mean, obviously, you said the greyfish is this horrendous beast. How big is the greyfish?
About the size of a burger. A big one.
A big...
Like a... like a triple whopper.
Okay, well, that's a fairly large burger in terms of burger size. But it is very small, Gregory. Does it have fangs or is it just depressed?
I told you, it's just a real sad-looking fish. It's so sad, it makes you want to end everything when you look at it. Its eyes just make you want to weep.
Wow. So it's really like an emotionally triggering fish. When you see this creature, you just well up with sadness. So I can imagine you encountering this off the rocks of Scotland.
If you encounter a greyfish, no amount of whistling, screaming, or yelling can get you to swim again. You'll just float and then drop to the depths of the deep blue.
The deep blue what?
Sea.
Right. Wow. Gregory, that's incredible. I can't believe that you've learned to swim. I can't believe that your entire career is built off of yelling and whistling at students learning to swim. Is there anything else fascinating about you that we should know?
Well, I just got appointed head coach of the Australian swim team. So I'm in charge of the next Olympics, which should be fun.
You're in charge of the whole team?
The whole Australian swim team.
How did you end up in Australia, Gregory, since you're from, somewhere between...
That's a stupid question.
Well, it's,
I swam.
From Scotland?
Aye.
How long did it take you?
Well, obviously I was quick enough to get a spot on the Australian head coach swim team.
First of all, congratulations. It's a great appointment.
Thank
Sounds
you.
amazing. I am a little curious about whether you learnt to swim from instructions from the Loch Ness Monster, because it seems to me like you've swum interdimensionally to get to Australia from Scotland. No one can traverse the ocean using their body that great a distance. Gregory, are you telling me fibs, or are you interdimensional
I
traveling?
think you never had a good swim coach. I think after this, me get in the pool, I whistle and yell, and I teach you how to swim, boy.
I already know how to swim, And honestly, I don't have any aspirations to go faster, but I suppose it couldn't hurt. Speed, if you're swimming, I guess speed is just one of those things that's a nice to have.
Aye.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. You save money on all that air travel if you're a good swimmer.
Oh, so you've travelled swimming across the ocean?
I've travelled the world.
Where have you been to? Bali? Did you head up to Bali at all?
Aye, I've been to Bali.
And you just
swam.
Did you head over to Tasmania? The water's pretty cold.
Aye.
Heading down there. The Bass Strait.
That was a walk in the park compared to Scotland. No grey fish down there. Swam straight through.
So have you actually encountered a grey fish? Or, because you...
Aye, when I was a wee boy.
And what happened when you... Because you said that, it's often people look at the grey fish and they sink to the bottom and they die and they perish. What happened to you? Did someone save you?
Someone did save me that day. As I sank to the bottom of the deep blue after staring that sad fish in the eye, Nessie raised me up.
Nessie raised you up?
All I know is I felt something that felt like maybe I first thought maybe a turtle or maybe a dolphin or porpoise, but then its neck was long and it stretched me all the way back to the shore on the jagged rocks.
Stretched you back to the shore,
Aye.
placing you gently on the... So you had a first-hand experience with the great Loch Ness.
Aye.
So could it be, Greg, with respect, could it be that you saw the grey fish, you got incredibly depressed, you began sinking, losing oxygen as you sank, began to hallucinate. Somebody saved you, i.e. your dad. He was a fisherman. He cast a net in, he pulled you up, and he managed, maybe you got a couple of scratches and you hallucinated this event. Because I keep coming back to this idea of the Loch Ness Monster not being present in the ocean.
You're just very close-minded. You think a sea creature can't be a freshwater and saltwater creature?
There's very few fish that are able to do that. I think.
There are many fish that can do that. Many fish. The salmon.
What about the grey fish?
The grey fish lives in a particular part of hell. In the cold regions of Scotland.
Oh my God.
And you better hope to God you never come across one.
Well, on that note, I can see Damien is coming back. Thank you so much for joining me, Gregory, for this spontaneous
You're welcome.
interview.
I hope you learned something.
I've learned a lot.
I'll catch you at the pool.
Hopefully never. But thank you so much for coming in, Gregory.
Aye.
Hey, Damien.
Yep.
Thanks.
Sorry, I had to deal with a bit of an emergency.
That's all good. I think we pretty much wrapped up the time. We had to get a spontaneous guest to come in and fill your spot. So unfortunately, we won't have the time that we did a lot to this. But, you've got 30 seconds or so. We can tell the people what you got going on, spruik your wares, what's happening in your life. Just give us the last 30 seconds before we wrap up.
Make sure you follow me on all the socials for comedy things. I'm going to be doing a show at the Comedy Fest where I pretend to be Judge Judy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Keep an eye out for that. Come down, do
Real
classes.
Cases?
Real shenanigans.
Okay.
Real people.
That sounds,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds really fun. So
I've been doing it as a character at a lot of bush doofs, and people have really loved it, so I'm going to form it into a full show.
Wow.
I'm going to have a live band and a bailiff and heaps of crazy shit that happens.
Great.
Get down to the Improv Pit, watch as many shows as you can, do some workshops and some classes, and help us pay for this space. Buy all the drinks.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Damien, and we'll see you next time, gang.
Thank you.